Welcome to the Man United stream. It's the day after the window has closed and Man United have made some last minute signings before the transfer window closed, and of course the biggest signing of yesterday for Manchester United was that of Sofyan Amrabat from Fiorentina, and he came in very late on and in the evening sometime around 9:30, 10 o'clock signed his official Manchester United contract and is now officially a Manchester United player. In today's show we'll talk about the signing of Amrabat. We'll also talk about the transfer window as a whole and rate it. We'll also discuss the Ten Haag press conference that we heard yesterday, and we'll also look ahead at the Arsenal game, which is on Sunday afternoon. Hit that like button and subscribe as we bring you all the Manchester United news and opinion that you wouldn't want to miss out on. So let's jump into today's show. By a very fine margin, Manchester United yesterday got the Amrabat deal done. Why it was left so late, we do not know. That is a question that many fans have been asking, and it's always a question that we've asked of the Glazers and the team that they've put in place to manage all the transfers at Manchester United. The question many have asked is, if Manchester United were prepared to take Amrabat on loan, why did they not do this early on in the transfer window and take him through pre-season at the club and allow him to settle in and get up to speed with the Premier League? Even though Amrabat himself is a class player, he is coming from a league that's known for slow build-up speed, and it's nowhere near the intensity as the Premier League. So Amrabat will have to find his feet and find them very quickly whilst he's playing for Manchester United. Amrabat ought to have been brought in earlier than the last day of the transfer window. That is not good business from Manchester United's point of view. Why all this drama and tension? United were not known for this type of transfer windows and activity before the Glazers took over. Most times United would get huge deals done overnight and without anyone getting a sniff of it. That's what big clubs do. The Glazers and their hand-picked management have no clue what they're doing. So back to Sofyan Amrabat. He is a very good player and will have a lot to offer Manchester United for sure. We first brought the news of United looking at Amrabat months ago. It feels like it was a long time ago now. Rasmus Højlund, Andre Onana, Mason Mount, Sofyan Amrabat, Sergio Reguilon and the reserve goalkeeper Altay Bendir have all been brought in this summer transfer window, and that makes it 6 players, 2 of which are on loans. Sergio Reguilon from Spurs is on a 1-season loan with a break clause in January. If Luke Shaw and Malacia are fully fit, they may not continue with his loan after January. Looking at the transfer window for Manchester United this summer, we would rate it 4 out of 10 at this moment. The players that Manchester United have bought in this summer transfer window are good, but to say that we've had to fight off the biggest clubs in the world to get them in would be a lie. Maybe you could argue in Rasmus Højlund's case, just maybe, that he was being chased by PSG, but realistically we all have to accept that currently he's an unknown. We all want him to be amazing and he has the right attributes to be one of the best, but only time will tell if the fee we paid for him was good or bad. Unfortunately, the reality is that right now we are a club no longer capable of going out there and getting the very best players in the world. We literally stumbled across the line this summer transfer window. We have no money, it seems, or more accurately, the Glazers have no money for United. And bless Ten Haag, because he is a top manager and will once again, we are sure, get United in the mix even with the squad of players we have. But there is a good reason why the Glazers chose Ten Haag as their manager. Ten Haag was the manager of Ajax in Holland before United and essentially took a team of half-decent players to the semi-finals of the Champions League and made them play a style of football that was very effective. But most importantly, Ten Haag did this without spending millions of euros. The Glazers saw in Ten Haag a manager that will not ask for a huge transfer budget and someone who will be happy to loan players each year to get the job done. Now, if Ten Haag was offered a huge budget and the best players in the world, he would take it, that is for sure, but he will not go looking for it and kick off about it like most managers. He will just simply get on with the job. This is exactly why the Glazers didn't appoint a manager like Thomas Tuchel or a Conte or any other top class manager linked to the job. Ten Haag is a manager that just gets on with it and wants to win no matter what. But what we all know as fans is that the Glazers will keep on taking from Ten Hag and only stop when they break him, and then they'll move on to their next victim. Ten Hag deserves better, a better ownership and a better management structure. The players that we have got in can become great players for Manchester United, and they have come in because Ten Hag wanted them and convinced them to join Manchester United. The key players that we have bought this summer, like Mason Mount, like Andre Onana, like Rasmus Højlund and Sofian Amrabat, will make a difference to the team, no doubt about it. If Ten Hag works his magic, we could really have a team that can take on anyone. But we need to support Ten Hag and the team with better owners, which is something we hopefully will get in the coming months when the Glazers finally sell up and leave. In other news, we had Ten Hag's press conference yesterday and he looked very happy. He must have heard the news of Amrabat signing and on his way to Manchester, and he looked very happy, unusual for Ten Hag in his press conferences. Ten Hag in his press conference also confirmed that Højlund is fit and ready to start against Arsenal this weekend. It's going to be great to see Højlund finally come onto that pitch and play for Manchester United. It would be great. We're all excited to see what he can do and what he can offer Manchester United going forward. Ten Hag also in his press conference yesterday confirmed the loan signing of Sergio Reguilón, and he was very happy that he could come in and play a role at Manchester United, even though for a short time. But Ten Hag was very happy that they got in a left back who could do the job needed. And finally, we still have Maguire, Mctominay and Van der Beek still at the club, which is a real shame because we could have made some money on both of them and brought in some other players like Todibo, like Gravenberch as direct replacements. We have now heard that Gravenberch has joined Liverpool instead. We also got the news late last night that Mctominay screwed up everything for Paulinho, who was on his way to Bayern. He was in fact at Bayern, had done all his medicals, done all his media duties, and then he was called up by Fulham and told to get straight back to London again because McTominay had refused to join Fulham and refused their offers. Again, this is really shocking. Why McTominay did not want to leave Manchester United and rather sat on the bench is really confusing for many fans out there. We would have liked McTominay and Maguire to have left, but clearly they've chosen the easier option of sitting on the bench and not having to go and play for another club. Either they think they're too good for these clubs or they're not happy with the salary that's being offered. We're not quite sure, but over time we will get the real truth about what has been going on behind the scenes and why these players have not signed for new clubs. Let us know what you think of the whole summer transfer window. What would you rate it out of 10? Let us know your thoughts. Let us know of the players that are coming in. Who is your favourite player that Manchester United have signed this summer transfer window? And let us know of the players that have stayed, like McTominay and Maguire. What are your thoughts on this? Why haven't they left? Please hit that like button on the video so it gets pushed out to many more Manchester United fans. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the Manchester United news and opinion. You are watching the Man United Streamer channel by the fans for the fans.